Okay, what's going on, guys? In this video we will check if a string is a palindrome or not using recursion. Okay, so we are given with a string. Let's name this str1, and let me think of a palindrome. Race car is the palindrome. Okay, so race car is the palindrome. Now to solve this problem, what I can do is I can create a deep copy of this string, okay, and store it in a new string. Let's call this str2, okay. And what I can do is I can reverse the content of str2, and then I can compare it element by compare str1 and str2 character by character. Okay, so I think this would work. Let's start coding. Oops. Okay, so as I said, okay, fine. So let's call the string str2, okay, and this will be the copy of str1. And now I want to reverse the content of str2, so I'll pass it in function name reverse. After that, I want to compare str1 and str2, and this compare function should return either true or false, so it will return a boolean value. So see out compare compare, okay, and this compare with string will take string 1. Oops, I'm sorry, string 1 and string 2, okay. And I think, okay, so that's the whole logic. Okay, now let's write the reverse function. I have already discussed the concept of how to reverse a string in detail in my previous video. If you haven't checked it out already, I would insist you to check that out first and then come back here. Okay, in this video I'll not be explaining in detail how to reverse a string. I'll just go briefly, I'll explain you. So what I'm trying to do in this reverse function is that I will tokenize each of the characters in the string, and then I will use and at the last stack frame I will call some other function which will insert the characters at its correct position, that is at the last position. Okay, so I have this str string, I want to pop it. Okay, so let's call this char last character, last letter, okay. Last letter, and last letter would be at position 0. After that I want to erase that, because we have in this line we have just copied it. Okay, so I will say erase. Okay, and then I will call it recursively, reverse. Okay, and I will pass the rest of this. I will pass rest of this string, and I will keep doing it until the size of my string is 0, or my string is empty. I'll simply return. Okay. And after tokenizing all these characters, I want to insert these. Okay, so I will call a new function insert, which will take the string, the empty string, as the parameter, and the last character. That's right, the last character. Okay, now let's just quickly write the insert function. Okay, so void insert string, let's name this str, and then we have a character. We will call this last character. Now if our string is already empty, we're just gonna push back the last character. Okay, so let's str's size is 0. In that case, I'll just push back. So push back that last character. So str push back. Push back the last character. That's right. And then we'll return it. Okay. But what if it's not the last? But what if it not the last character? Then in that case, we will keep popping until our size of the string is again 0, and then we'll push that last letter in the string. This will make sure that whatever element we are inserting, it is always inserted at the last position, thus responsible for reversing the string. I hope you get that point. Okay, I have explained this concept in more detail in my how to reverse a string using recursion video. You can check it out. Okay, so now let's call this character, and let's call this popped character, or let's call it pop letter to make more sense, and it would be str. We will just try to replicate the behavior we did over here. Okay. The same behavior the same approach we will follow here. We will keep on tokenizing until the string is empty. Okay, so now I want to erase it. I'll erase it, and I'll erase it from the beginning, right? After erasing it from the beginning, I want to just simply call I want to call it recursively first. Okay, so insert, let's call it recursively. It will take again the str and the last letter as the parameter. Okay, and then we just simply want to concatenate the popped letter and the str. Okay, so this whole logic is just to reverse our string. Okay, let's check if we have coded it right or not. Okay, the logic of reversing a string is correct or not. Okay, see out. It's a good habit to keep your check your program in between. Otherwise, so that you can it's easy to debug. So we want to just print the string 1, and then I want to print the string 2. That's it. Let's try to build this. Okay, cool. Oh, okay, it's a palindrome, so you can see if it's okay. Let me add a character here. So if I have added an exclamation in front of it, so this is the str2, right? So it should have exclamation in the end. Let's see. It's not working. Okay, so we have made some mistake. Okay, I forgot to pass this by reference. Okay, so it's not returning anything. See, now the exclamation is at the end. So this means that the function which is responsible for reversing the string is working fine. So we are done with half of our we have progressed 50% with our problem statement. Now we want to write this compare function, and this compare function is very simple. Okay, so we want to just return what compare. It will take two strings, string str1 and the string str2. Okay, now now there are a bunch of statements that we have to think of. So the first obvious statement that comes to my mind is that if the str1 is empty, okay, and if str2 is also empty, this means that we have exhausted all the all the letters, we have removed all the letters, so we have nothing to compare. And if they are empty at the same time, which means that they also contain equal numbers of character. Okay, so if these two are empty, we have to return true. That's right. Okay, I should return bool over here. Okay, my bad. Now what if okay, the second condition can be what if at a particular index, okay, the character on one of the the character are different in both of these strings. So at the same index, the character are different in both these strings. So in that case, obviously it's not a palindrome. So we will return false. So if str1 0 is not equal to str at 0, okay, then in that case we have to simply return false. It's pretty simple. If you pause the video and think about it, you will be able to understand the logic. Okay, so if these two conditions are satisfied, we can just this means that they are equal, and we can just pop the first element from both the strings. Okay, so let's say str1 dot erase str begin. Okay, yes, str1 and str1 begin. Okay, yeah, and the same goes for str2. Okay, and then we will call it recursively, yes, again on str1 and str2. Okay, let me just check if there are any errors or not. Okay, if it's compare, I have this. Let's just comment this one out. Okay, so before building this program, let's try to understand what I'm trying to say here. Okay, so suppose there's this race car. Okay, now what it will do is okay, let me just put it in the next line. So what it will do is, okay, so it will simultaneously check for these two these two indexes, the character at these two indices. Okay, that's what I'm doing here. Okay, so if these are not equal, or if these are not equal, then return false, otherwise we have to just continue. So it will look at it, and then if none of the conditions are met, this means that they both are equal, and then boom, it will remove it again. Boom, 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 you know what I'm saying? So it will remove it, and what will happen? Okay, at the end there's nothing to compare, which means that both the strings are empty now, so we will simply return true. Okay, so that's my logic. I think it should work just fine. Let's build this. True. Okay, so this is it. And what if I add a say a odd letter? In this case it should return false. Cool. So I hope the logic is clear, guys. There was nothing new except this compare function, because how to reverse this string is already being discussed on this channel. Okay, so that's all for this video, guys. Catch you guys in the next one. Bye.